Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, pag-uusapan natin kung ano ba yung mga dapat na i-consider natin before tayo mag-accept ng job offer this 2021. Especially this is like pandemic version 2.0. More than 1 year na tayong nasa quarantine. Now, a lot of people are doing jobs online and marami pa rin nag-a-apply online. We will discuss today kung ano ba yung mga factors na kailangan natin i-consider. Also, I'm going to share a little story time before the end of this video, so stay tuned. How's it going? The name's Oshin and I am into personal finance, some tech, lifestyle hacks, and whatnot. The first thing that we should consider, of course, is money. Of course, who doesn't want money? Balik tayo dun sa example kay Ateneo girl na nag-reject ng 37,000 pesos na offer. Hindi tinanggap nung applicant kasi ina-expect daw niya is a 60,000 pesos starting salary, and dahil lang reason niya is because of her educational background. So ako, ang thoughts ko doon is that for me it was a very brave decision, or a bold decision rather, because she finds herself worthy of a 60,000 pesos starting salary. I know everyone cannot afford to have that kind of starting salary. Sometimes it's also a privilege. Siguro alam nung applicant na I'm not worth 37,000 pesos. I know my worth as an employee.
Girl, don't do it. It's not worth it. I'm not gonna do it, girl. I was just thinking about it. I'm not gonna do it.
Or as a future employee and as an applicant. So please, if you give me this offer, I can do better than what you are offering. I don't know the girl personally, pero sobrang bilib ako dun sa mga applicants who can say no to this kind of things. And in fact, for me, it's a good life skill, you know, negotiating yourself. Lalo na siguro if your curriculum vitae or your resume is very impressive, you have a good resume, and you came from a good school, and then you have stellar grades. For someone who's applying, baka deserve niya yung high salary and maybe higher or responsibilities with more stake. And also, speaking of money, isabay din natin yung benefits. Of course, with salary comes benefits. Benefits are usually the attractive factor as to why some employees or some applicants are accepting job offers, dahil maaring maliit nga yung money that you're receiving every month, pero kung sagana naman sa benefits like numerous allowances every month, or free accommodation, or free lunch meals. So sometimes it's also a good deal for an applicant on accepting the job offer. So kayo, pag nag-a-apply kayo this year, make sure to check the benefits if sometimes balanced lang yung money that you will be receiving and the benefits that you will be receiving as well. Also, the second factor that you should consider is the type of tenureship. So yung ina-applyan mo bang trabaho, is it a regular position? Is it a contractual position? Is it a job order position, just like in the government? So may times na minsan yung type of tenureship, lugi ka on the amount of effort that you will be exerting on a specific job, and then you will only be getting these benefits because of the type of tenureship that you will be having. Lalo na if you're someone from the government tapos job order yung position mo. Yung job order kasi parang medyo hindi talaga makatao or makatarungan minsan yung benefits that you will be getting. Sometimes it's a no work no pay scheme. But under Philippine law, of course, mas ideal pa rin na dapat ang mga empleyado who should have regular positions. So of course, if you're applying for a regular position, most likely mas maganda din ang sahod at mas maganda din ang benefits na matatanggap mo. So the third one probably is the most important for me. A lot of millennials and Gen Z applicants are usually looking for this. So the third one is culture. If you're applying for a job, tanungin nyo kung ano ba yung culture sa company, ilan ang tao sa company, ano yung mga perks, and ano ba yung core values that's making the company solid. Fun fact, some companies and organizations do fail because they are not prioritizing culture. Alam nyo ba guys, that traditional companies, they usually consider na ang culture should be set by the highest office of the company. Super red flag. Culture will always be propagated and cultivated by the people inside the company and the core values that they share amongst each other. Another thing that a traditional company considers is that everyone should work like a robot 8 hours a day. 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., or 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. whatever. Seriously, which era are you living, guys? Tapos na ang Industrial Revolution, and you know, that kind of setup should not be applicable anymore. And you know what, guys? Successful companies are successful because they prioritize staff care. Again, ulitin ko, they believe that culture is nurtured by employees and it's not unilateral. It's not set by the highest office of the company. They all share the same core values, the same goals, and they all have one mission and they cultivate it, and that's why companies grow because of that. And successful organizations, they do prioritize the health and well-being of their companies. Kasi sino ba nagpapatakbo ng kumpanya? Hindi naman yung CEO, di ba? Lahat ng tao, including the CEO. And you know what? Some of these organizations, they do not call their employees. Sometimes they call them partners. So like Starbucks, pag nakikininig nyo sa Starbucks na yung inyong coffee partners or yung barista partners, sometimes the branding will heavily affect how your employees or your partners rather would perform on the job kasi they do not think na para silang slaves. The next thing that we are going to consider is of course remote work. Ngayon, we're in a state of pandemic, of course, for more than a year. We've been in quarantine for so long, and might as well companies or the companies that you're applying would consider a remote work setup. Unfortunately, it might not be applicable for jobs na kailangan talagang pumunta sa fields, sa site visits like yung mga engineers, architects. Unfortunately, hindi applicable ito sa kanila. But, you know, if you're someone who's applying for a company na tingin mo naman is you will go there, sit, turn your laptop on, and then do your work whole day on your desk, 8 to 5 or 8 hours a day, and gagamitin mo lang naman yung internet just for, you know, simple emails and stuff, might as well do it at your home, at the convenience of your home. Because seriously, come on. A lot of the meetings, you can just convert them into one email or just one single Google document where everyone can just use the commenting, suggesting, or editing mode of Google Docs. Also, another one is that instead of going to face-to-face meetings, just use Zoom or Google Meet instead. Also, consider if the company that you're applying for is using a virtual workspace software like Slack, Discord, Microsoft Teams, na kapag usually meron, then most likely it's a good option or it's a good company and it means that they might practice remote work setup. Lalo na ngayon, iniiwasan natin na magkasakit. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to consider, of course, is career growth. During the interview process, make sure to ask the interviewer kung ano ba yung plans nila on that position on 3 time frames. So the first one is short term, na usually 1 to 2 years, and the second one is medium term, usually 2 to 5 years, and then long term, more than 5 years. The long term and medium term time frame can be a bit blurry kasi a lot of things might change naman after 2 years in the company. But at the very least, make sure to ask the employer kung ano ba yung plans nila on the position that you're applying for in the short-term period. Magkakaroon ka ba ng progression? Ano ba yung mga skills and trainings that you might need or that you might undergo kasi kailangan yun for the job? And what are some indicators of your success kapag in-applyan mo yung trabahong yun? Because if the interviewer doesn't know it, then it's kind of a red flag. Hindi pa nila alam or hindi malinaw sa kanila kung ano yung plans nila on the position that you're applying for. So a good company will always have plans on ano ba yung balak nila dun sa position or dun sa employees nila. And speaking of growth, if there's one thing that people are actually not telling you about career growth, is that growth is painful. You will have a lot, and I mean a lot, of dreadful moments, blood, sweat, and tears once you go up the ladder, especially if you're working in the corporate. So just a little story time. Recently, I had a little dilemma sa aking career life. A few weeks ago, or actually a month ago, an acquaintance of mine asked me if I'm willing to go back to the government again. To be honest, the offer was really tempting because number 1, mas mataas yung salary. Number 2, it's a higher position, and then they will give me a team. I will be heading a team of maybe a few people, maybe 4 or 5 people. And to be honest, medyo na-tempt ako dun sa offer. I asked this one Facebook group, which is yung Paano ba to ni Bianca Gonzalez. So I had a little help on figuring out the answer for this. So for today, I will be showing to you the clip and I will be reacting to it as well, or I will be giving my response doon sa isang episode where my question was featured by Bianca Gonzalez. Okay guys, so let's watch Bianca Gonzalez episode on Paano ba to? I think yung episode was last April 19 pa. Ngayon ko pa lang siya mapapanood. So, tara!
Kind of question. This is from Ocean. This is a very, very common question.
Bianca, actually, it's Ocean. But yeah, thank you pa rin.
So Ocean is in a job right now na okay daw talaga ang culture. It's very Gen Z and millennial friendly. So the question is it wise to give up mental and emotional sanity for career and a better salary? How do we weigh these options, especially during the time of the pandemic?
I think, alam niyo na yung sagot sa question niya, sa pagkaka-phrase niya ng question.
Actually, hindi. I mean, oo, medyo alam ko. But the thing is that medyo maganda yung offer talaga. So, very tempting. I'm not gonna go into details, pero maganda talaga yung offer, guys. Promise.
One of the most important skills na I learned sa study of psychology is that we were never meant to answer questions or to fix other people's lives. We just kind of lead them towards decisions that they already made. Pero if you want a bit of peace of mind, sabihin na natin, minsan yung magtatanong sa atin, naghahanap din talaga ng kakampi. Basta kung paano natin ito pipiliin.
That's
One
true.
thing na I love saying since last year is this: you have to stay safe, stay sane before you stay productive. So,
Wow, I like that. You have to stay safe, stay sane before you stay productive. Ang galing! Thank you, Coach Lyqa Maravilla.
so yun yung ranking. Hindi pwedeng pagbalik-balik na rin yan. But, okay, alam din natin again, the reality of the situation is, ito yung time for us to be a bit wiser then when it comes to resource management. Of course, it's fun to be in a company na supported ka emotionally, you
That's
have
true.
your friends with you, it's very comfortable. And for millennials and especially Gen Z, hinahanap nila yun eh. Kailangan may community, kailangan may
See? That's what I'm telling you. Culture yung una mo talagang hahanapin if you're applying for a job.
impact, may social cause yung company. So I get how that could be feeding sa soul. However, okay, mayroon ding wisdom in choosing yung mas malaki ang sweldo. But you have to be honest with yourself dun sa process that led you to that decision. Now, you know that this is going to be a temporary situation simply because I need the money. Kasi yun ang realidad ng buhay. Again, there's a distinction between a job and a career. Like, this is a job for me kasi I need to save up. I did that.
Yes, because again, you would do it for a check.
And you would do it too for a check.
When I was younger. So I went into a job that I didn't really like. Pero kasi nag-ipon ako for law school. So sabi ko, sige, I'll give this company 2 years of my life para lang makaipon ako. Nung I thought I had enough, I quit. Pero again, the intent was very clear. Yun yung ginagawa ko motivation sa sarili ko kapag tinatamad na ako or kapag I feel discouraged sa work. This is a temporary situation. Pag nakaipon ka na, okay na rin. It was also easy for me to give up a lot of yung mga luxury na afforded sa young professionals. Kasi iniisip ko lagi, bibili ba ako ng mamahaling kape or mamahaling sapatos or ilalagay ko na lang towards my fund. Ay, naku, isisave ko na lang yung money ko. Kasi I really wanted this to be just maximum 2 years lang talaga ng buhay ko. So we can also think about it that way. Pero, may mga tao who can't afford to do that. And I understand. Kasi merong feeling na parang ang soul-crushing nung pupunta ka sa isang corporation na you know na hindi naman sila tumutulong or na hindi naman ito talaga yung perfect fit sa'yo. So, it really is something that depends dun sa threshold mo as a person. If you can separate that as a money-making scheme, parang ganun lang for you.
Anyway, just a little side reaction. Ang ganda nung suggestion ni Coach Lyqa. I feel like she gave me choices so that I could arrive on a decision that could satisfy myself, which I will tell you guys later.
A temporary situation so it can give you wings to fly and pursue your passion. Then maybe you can give part of your life dun sa endeavor na yun. But if you think na hindi mo siya kakayanin, if yung idea na you're selling out or you gave up your friends for this or you gave up a cause for this.
Wait, balikan natin. Ang ganda nung sinabi niya. Sobrang nag-resonate sa akin yung line na, or you gave up a cause for this.
Something that you can't live with, then you better stay dun na lang dun sa job that you're happy in. Ganun lang talaga eh. I think one of the myths that we have to really break is the idea na we can have it all.
One of the myths that we have to really break is the idea na we can have it all. You know, guys, especially if you're in your early 20s and on your mid-20s, yeah, I can truly resonate with this. Feeling ko, I still have a lot of energy. I have a lot of time in this world to exert my energy on trying to grab all of the things or all the opportunities that I can grab and go and maximize them. That's also one of the things that I mentioned on my previous video, na todohin mo na pag bata ka pa. But you know what, guys, if you're already in your 30s, you will start thinking about these things and you'd be wiser on the choices that you need to make because you're wiser. You already know your no's and you already know your yes. Thank you, Bianca, and thank you, Coach Lyqa Maravilla, for answering that question. It makes more sense to me, and feeling ko mas wise na yung magiging decision ko. So yes, my decision actually is to stay in the company kasi hindi ko kayang i-sacrifice yung health and mental well-being ko that I'm getting in my company right now. Kasi sobrang okay talaga yung culture, even if we're working remotely. Sobrang sayang mag-work, that it gives me purpose every single day on what kind of technology that I could build up for someone who's probably having a hard time analyzing their data. And yeah, instead of, giving that up and going back to the government and then leading a team and then having the money na kung saan required akong pumasok ng 8 a.m. na, to be honest guys, hindi pa ako gising noon at hindi ko alam kung sinong millennial at Gen Z ang gising na ng oras na yon. So I know it's not healthy, but I think, it saves my sanity. So yeah, medyo petting pakinggan, but you know what guys, if it would make me more comfortable and make me happier, then I would be glad to stay in the company kahit hindi naman din ganun kalaki yung sahod. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, smash the like button and also subscribe to my channel and click the bell notification beside it so that you will be notified when I have a new video. Okay, remember, the more that you learn, the more that you earn. I will see you next time. Peace out.